Hey
Hey
guys,
guys.
it is Esther and Kat with It's Not That Serious.
It is, but it isn't this week for
Oh,
me.
I
Oh
feel like
my
you have
God.
I know, a lot to share.
I have a lot to share just within the last, not even a week, guys. I've had a lot of really high highs, and now I'm just like, fuck. But we will get all into
Oh god.
that. I
Yeah.
guess as you guys can see, I'm in a new location in my house. And yeah, I'm going to dive into that. Um, later on in the pod and explain that. But I
Yeah.
wanted to tell everyone about my weekend. It was fucking awesome.
And it seems
I
it seems so recent but so long ago at the same time.
I know. I know. Cause
Weird.
I mean, we're recording this on Thursday, March 26th, guys, just for transparency.
Mhm.
And so yes, Saturday was 5 days ago.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah. Wow.
5, 6
Anyways,
days ago.
okay, well tell us about it.
So let me start. I don't even know where to start. So you guys, my best friend came into town last week from Washington because she was going to spend the weekend with me in LA. And so she flew into Phoenix on Tuesday of last week and hung out. Her and I hung out. My nephew that's staying with me, that's his mom. And so we all hung out. I had to work in between, but the plan was drive to LA on Friday, come home Monday. So I went to LA on Monday to go to a comedy show that some of you guys may have heard of because it was the biggest comedy show in history.
That
It
is
was at
so
SoFi
cool.
Stadium, and I bought the tickets in June of last year, and I have literally the day they went on sale, I bought my tickets within the first hour they went on sale. Like I have been anticipating this comedy show. And so the comedy show guys was um Joe Coy, which I've mentioned plenty of times on the pod, and Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias. They basically
Mhm.
did a show together at SoFi Stadium. There was over 70,000 people that went to this event.
That's great.
And I've been going to comedy shows for years. And by far, this was the best show I have ever been to.
That's
Concert wise, comedy wise, just even sports wise, best fucking show I've ever been to. And so many guest appearances at this show. But let me rewind. I want to tell you, my best friend and I, we drove from Phoenix area to LA. We stayed right there in Inglewood, maybe about 2 miles away from SoFi Stadium, did some
nice.
sightseeing. Our hotel was directly across the street from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, so we got to eat there. Um,
Nice.
we went to Saturday, we walked around Venice Beach. It was super nice. I haven't been to Venice Beach. I think last time I was there was in 2014
Oh,
or
wow.
2015. Last time I went to Venice Beach. And just so happened that weekend they were having like, I don't know if it was like a street, like a farmer's market. And
Mhm.
we thought it was fairly small at first, but as you keep walking into this farmer's market area, it was just like another street of vendors, another street of vendors.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is so cool.
they had a whole street of vendors of just food trucks.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. That's
but
really
just
cool.
think of it as probably like 2, 3 blocks of just farmers market type of stuff.
Mhm,
Everybody selling their arts and crafts and all that
mhm.
fun stuff. I tried what is it called? Sea moss for the very first time.
Sea moss. What
Yes.
was that
So
like?
there's, you know what? The lady I bought it from, hers, I always thought, you think sea moss is just going to taste gross. No, hers was actually pretty flavorful. And so, I bought 2 different jars. One is for like energy and, that kind of stuff. And the other one I think is for, to reduce like inflammation and just soreness
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff like that. But
Mhm,
hers actually tastes really good. Not really good, but hers tastes good.
mhm.
Um, so I'm excited to keep taking my hot water and doing my sea moss.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
So, yeah, we did that, and then that same night, like I said, comedy show, been anticipating it since June. Originally, when I gotta tell you guys this part. Originally, when I was gonna go to this comedy show, I was dating someone, I was in that relationship. And so I had it all planned out for, I was like, all right, we're going to go stay at this hotel, king size bed inside of the hotel room. Right next to the bed is like a jacuzzi tub, like
Oh.
super romantic.
Yeah, yeah.
And so him and I, parted ways later
Mhm.
in the year. And I had nobody to go with. My best friend ends up calling me. She's like, "Hey girl, like, did you find anybody to go with you? I'm gonna go with you." I was like, "All right, well, you better be ready
Yeah.
to have this romantic weekend with me because this is a sold out
Yeah.
show." I was looking at hotel rooms. The hotel rooms were and this was, I think, in, like 2 months before the show, the hotel rooms were about 2000 a night.
When
Yeah.
you booked it?
No, when I
Or
booked it,
no,
so
when you booked it was in June with the tickets?
I booked the room before the tickets went on sale
Oh, okay, wow.
because when they announced the show, I
Mhm.
already knew. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna book my room now because once those tickets go on sale,
Mhm.
they're gonna keep jacking the prices up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for 3 nights, I spent $350
Oh,
total,
wow. Yeah,
total.
that is good.
Fast forward to, a month, even was just curious and looked at the prices of hotel rooms
Mhm,
even the day before the show.
mhm.
10,000, $12,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so got super, super lucky with that. Like I said, $350 for 3 nights is good for damn near any hotel.
Mhm,
Um, so yeah, so we go to this comedy show and she knows of these comedians and stuff. But this is like her first time really going to like a big venue of Joe Coy. And I always tell people, like, if you've seen his specials on Netflix, they do not do it justice when you go to a live show.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
like going to a concert.
Yeah.
There's always some special guests. He has DJs. We sing
Mhm.
along, a bunch of R&B and, early 2090s music, just
Yeah.
everything. It's like a whole fucking vibe. And so we
Wow,
get to
that
the
is
show.
cool. 'Cause you said that he just chills afterwards too, right?
Yeah, he'll chill as well. He sings along with us. If it's a smaller
Yeah,
venue, he stays behind and signs autographs.
that is so
He's just like the best person to go see a live show,
yeah,
period.
yeah.
I've been to live shows where the Jabberwockies have came out, Wanye Morris has came out, King Bach, like so many people will just come out to his regular shows. So I
Yeah.
knew this show was going to be epic. I just
Mhm,
knew it. These are two
mhm.
big headliners.
Yeah.
Gabriel Iglesias has sold out Dodger Stadium. Like I've seen him
Mhm.
live. I've
I think
I've
I saw
flown
that
to
one too.
yeah, I've flown to Vegas and seen Gabriel Iglesias. I have
Mhm,
seen Joe Coy and so many different, like, I'm a big comedy fan. Like I go travel to see
mhm.
comedians.
Yeah.
So they start the show. The first person that comes out is Joe Coy's opener, Joey Gila. Super funny guy. He looks way too young for his age. I think he's like 52. Dude
Mhm.
looks like he's like late 30s
Oh,
easily.
wow.
He
Yeah.
looks really, really good for his age. Funny, funny
Who is
guy.
this?
His name is Joey Gila. He's
Oh,
like I said, he's been touring with Joe Coy for like the longest. He's his opener. He's like Indian and Filipino. Like
oh, okay.
so, his jokes kind of geared towards that.
Yeah.
Then the second person comes out, it's King Bach.
Mhm.
He got famous off of, you remember Vine? There was
Fine.
like this social media back in the day, like maybe like 10 years
I don't
ago, and
that
it used to
sounds
be
so
Vine.
familiar. Yeah.
It was before TikTok when they would do, and they all it was like short videos. Well, he's got like so many followers on social media, so like a lot of the younger generation knows who he is. He's been in
Mhm,
movies. Just he's a funny guy. So he came out, he performed. Mind you, and these are two headliners, so you get like a mixture of other people.
mhm.
This Hispanic comedian Alfred Robles came out, hilarious as well. Another guy, and these are like I believe these are like openers for Fluffy for Gabriel
Oh, okay.
Iglesias. So Martin Moreno came out. He's another really funny comedian, an older guy. It was actually his birthday that night. So to like be able to perform at SoFi
Mhm,
Stadium,
mhm.
on your
Yeah,
birthday, I think he was turning like 58 years old.
yeah.
Everybody in the audience is singing happy birthday to him.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he
Wow,
comes
that's a
out
lot of people already.
already, and I'm not even halfway done with the list.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
after he comes out, I don't know if you know who Jeff Dunham is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the white
Mm,
comedian with the
mhm,
puppets.
mhm.
He comes out and does like 15 minutes or so or 20 minutes.
Wow.
Tiffany Haddish came out.
Oh
She
my
came out
gosh.
rapping and she came out
Oh my
with
gosh,
her
really?
comedy show, um,
Wow, that is
doing a
so
coffee.
awesome.
So she came out. Have you ever heard of the show you've heard of Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, yeah, mhm,
So I guess there's a spinoff of the show called The Mayans. So they actually had the venue for SoFi, they had these big screens everywhere, speakers everywhere, just so
mhm.
everybody could have like a great view, great
Yeah,
sound, everything. And so on the screen, they kind of do like a little movie skit.
mhm.
And it's all these dudes on these motorcycles. And basically, long story short, you're watching this like movie on the screen of the motorcycle people coming out. And then all of a sudden, they all drive out onto the stadium.
Oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, so they drive out onto the stadium, you're watching them on the floor, and then all of a sudden, they do whatever introduction, and out from the floor comes Fluffy.
Oh my gosh,
It was
that is
just like
so funny.
such a epic
That's funny.
introduction for
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
So he
that's
comes
cool.
out, he kills his set. He's on there for over an hour, kills his set.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we do a little intermission. And I think actually that's when Tiffany Haddish came out. And then the Jabberwockies come out. So I don't know
Mm,
if you guys
yeah.
know who the Jabberwockies are. They're like a Filipino dancing crew. They have a
Mhm.
residency in Vegas at the MGM Grand.
Yeah,
So they
damn, they've
come
been around
out,
forever.
yeah, they come out, they're breakdancing, music's playing, and then all of a sudden, Joe Coy appears from the
Mhm.
Jabberwockies crew. They rip off the
Oh
clothes,
my
takes
gosh.
off his mask, and that was his introduction. Like
Yeah.
he's over there dancing
Wow.
with them.
Yeah,
It-
that is so cool.
yeah, so he comes out and does his skit, kills it for another hour. Mind you, we got there. The show starts at 7 o'clock. We didn't leave till 11. This is a
Wow,
four
that
hour
is
event.
so awesome.
4 hour event. So like I said, Joe Coy comes out, he kills his skit.
Mm,
It was just like so nice. He invites his son to come out. His son I think is like 21, 22 years old.
mhm.
um they hug, and of course everybody's just like, oh my god, because you can
Yeah.
feel like this is just a big thing for, I don't know how to say it, but it's like I'm one of those people that get happy for other people,
Mhm.
and you can
Yeah.
just feel everybody was just proud
Yeah.
of these people we don't know, because it's
Yeah.
like
You could
it's
feel
on
that energy.
you can feel that energy, and it's just like, with everything going on in this world today,
Mhm.
like, wow, we have so many different ethnicities in the audience. So many different ethnicities came
Yeah.
out onto that stage. And it was just like a time for like us colored people and us minorities to
Yeah.
it felt like we all had our moment,
Mhm.
if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That is just so cool.
yeah, so Joe Coy's doing his, and then all of a sudden he goes into the music part of his comedy routine, because at the end of his shows, like I said, I've been to so many Joe Coy shows, like probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 of them, and they always
Wow.
end with a DJ starts playing music and we're singing, and so we're singing songs, we're singing Boys to Men, and out from the stage comes Babyface.
Oh my gosh. What?
Like, Babyface
No
comes out,
way.
he's singing.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
oh my god. And so
That is so crazy.
it's fucking nuts. It was just so, like I said, it was so epic. So he comes out, he's singing, and then we're still singing, and then all of a sudden the last person comes out, and it's Jamie motherfucking Foxx. He starts singing Gold
What?
Digger.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it was just one of those things. And then at the end of the show, because Joe Coy was the last one to perform, Fluffy comes out. It's just so heartfelt to like see them
Mhm.
embrace, because you just know like how much time and work and, like,
Mhm.
they made this the
To
best
get
fucking
yeah.
show ever.
Mhm.
I'm like, hands down, like, concert-wise, I'm pretty sure, like,
Yeah.
festivals, I don't go to those things, but it was just one of those where it was just, like, a proud moment, like, for, like, a lot of us, like,
Yeah.
Asians and
Yeah.
Mexicans in the audience, because it's like,
Mhm.
wow, like,
Yeah.
it's always the white and black people that,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
get
And
so
that many
much.
people too, though?
Over
Wow.
70,000 people.
Mhm.
So I had to look it up, and I think, so Kevin Hart did a show in Philadelphia at the Eagle Stadium,
Okay.
and I mean, mind you, he was a solo act, well, besides, like, his openers and stuff, but he was the
Mhm.
only headliner, and I
Mhm.
think he had over 54,000 people at his show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then there was, like, another one I saw, and I think they had, like, 63,000 at whatever, maybe it was I think it was somewhere in Europe, I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, this was the biggest show in history.
Mhm.
It was just
Wow.
every single person that came out killed it. It was just like,
Is this gonna
y
be streaming?
nope.
That
It's
is
exclusive to
crazy. Oh my
just the people
gosh.
that went there, and that's what,
Mhm.
at first I was like, "Oh my god, that's so dope," but now I wish that it was
Mhm.
streaming, because if they could
'Cause you
just
wanna just
stream.
you yeah, like, I wanna see it.
Yeah, you can,
Well,
and
so were all the, appearances, were they and all the guests, were they, like, did you already know who everybody was gonna be?
nope.
Oh, okay.
They only
You only knew the
announced
head
the
that's it.
headliners, that was
Oh,
it.
wow, okay.
So everybody that came out was a surprise.
That is so wild.
Everybody that came out, like, it was just like, "Wait, it's Jeff Dunham, wait," it's like
Mhm,
Martin Moreno is a very well-known, Mexican American, comedian,
mhm.
um, so even when
I'm
he
sure I know
came
who he
out.
is. I'm so bad at names.
Yeah, but then you were like, the motorcycles coming out and seeing the
Mhm.
people from the Mayans, and, it
Yeah.
was just like, wow.
That is
Like,
so cool.
it was
I'm
just
so glad you had a good time. And your
like, I
tickets were
still
how
feel
much?
that, girl, I think for the 2 tickets I spent, maybe, because they have all the servicing fees and all that, like 180,
Oh
and
my
we
god.
had really good seats. They
Did
weren't on the
you?
floor, but we had good seats. It was, like,
Yeah.
directly in the middle of the stage, like
Oh my
180.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause I've made that mistake before sitting on the floor, and,
Mhm.
'cause it doesn't have that, like, I don't know, slope or whatever, you always got some big ass tall person in front of you, like, it's
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're like, "I can't see
Yeah,
shit."
but
Yeah,
they
there's
really
some
took
they
a
don't.
lot of, you could tell they put a lot of thought into, like, because, I'm still off of this high, so, of course, like, I'm,
Yeah.
like, watching all the after interviews and watching the
Mhm.
clips and all
Mhm.
that, and,
That's what I'm gonna
just,
have to do.
like,
I'm gonna have to watch all the clips and everything.
yeah.
You have to go
You so
find
you
it.
I'll just send them to you.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was just so epic. It was just one of those nights, and, it was such a great weekend,
So awesome.
so great,
That
and then,
sounds
like,
like so much fun.
my best friend and I, like, the next day we still, because that was Sunday, we just did, like, Santa Monica, and then I took her to another comedy show. It's called Chocolate Sundays at, the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Mm.
Um, super funny. I One of my favorite comedians is her name is Takara Williams, so I was really happy to see her come out, and she's like a host. And then, like, the comedians were funny. Yeah, and then we came home Monday, which now I can get into my story of why I'm here. So I get home Monday, and, like, getting settled in, I go into my office. Sorry, I feel like I'm taking the pod, but
No, take the pod, take the pod.
so I go into my office and I see water damage. And I'm like, Esther knows, guys. So 2 years ago, one of the PEX hoses in my attic, broke and leaked, and it flooded half of my house. We couldn't use half of our house for like 2 months. My kids had to move out of the bedrooms. It happened in my daughter's room. Thank God, literally like 3 minutes before, like, the real damage happened, my daughter walked out of her bedroom and then her ceiling collapsed.
Mm.
And the damage went into my son's room, my living room, my laundry room, the bathroom, like, all the way, like, it traveled.
Mhm.
So when I come home, the fast forward 2 years later, because this literally that happened they finished the repairs February of 2024. We're in March of 2026. So
Mhm,
almost 2 years exactly later, I go into
mhm,
my fucking office, which is on the other side of the house.
mhm,
This and I see these water spots and I'm like, fuck. And then I look at my ceiling fan and, it has a light in the middle. It's almost full of water. So of course I'm like, at first, I was like, oh my God, this happened again. And it's kind of after hours. So there's not really anybody you could call. So you go down the
mhm,
start Googling, path. And I thought it was possibly maybe because I haven't done maintenance on my air condition since I moved in 4 years ago. Mind you, my house was built 4 years ago, guys. So I thought it was my AC. So I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't done maintenance. The water line is probably clogged. I'm Googling how to do that. I don't even know where my water line is in my yard. So I call some guy out. He comes and looks. He's like, no, it's not your AC. And I'm like, "Ugh, all right.
mhm,
Um, and so I call the plumber. The plumber actually just came today. And basically what happened is the hose bibs outside, to put your hose and water your grass or whatever.
mhm,
Well, that's on the other side of my office. And I guess that hose, the way that they bent it or did something over time, it eventually cracked. And that's why I have the flooding in my office now. But now I feel prepared because last time it
mhm,
was very unexpected. So I was crying and I felt like a
mhm.
shitty mom at the time, because it was one of those things
Oh,
where I just didn't feel like I was keeping my kids safe at that time. Now I'm like, all right, we're ready for this. And so,
mhm,
I put the baby gate up because my office doesn't have a door. So I put up the baby gates because I don't want the dogs to go in there and then that
yeah,
ceiling collapse.
mhm,
So I just feel a lot more prepared now, and
yeah,
I'm not distraught about it
mhm, mhm.
because I'm
Yeah,
like,
I remember that too, 'cause that
yeah,
was when I went to Japan.
yeah,
That was, like, around that time. That's crazy,
hmm
that was 2 years ago, 2
stop
years.
going to Japan,
I know, what the hell? Because then here I am, just get back and then that happens.
and then it happened
My
again.
God, yeah, that's crazy though.
Yeah,
Gosh, I'm just glad that it's not in a sleeping space,
yeah.
you
I
know?
moved all my computers and stuff out of my office yesterday because I was working in there, and I think I told you I was like um what is it? The insulation being
Mhm,
so saturated, it starts to have this smell. And I was
mhm.
literally able to feel it in my throat. And I was like, all right, this can't be healthy.
No, that's
So,
horrible.
yeah. So now my makeshift shift office is the dining table,
Mhm.
and my pod area is my living room.
I like it. You're
And
all nice and comfy looking.
yeah. And we actually, restoration people did come out today. They cut a hole in the ceiling. So, because when the plumber came out, he's like, I can't go into your attic to see where it's leaking from. Because if
Mhm,
I walk
mhm.
over there, I'm going to fall through your ceiling. He's like, that's how
Oh my
saturated
gosh.
it is.
Yeah, wow.
So he called the restoration people. They came out within an hour, like an hour and a half. They were here. um, he assessed the damage, took a bunch of pictures. He's handling all the stuff with my homeowner's insurance, which is
Mhm,
great. Because
mhm.
I don't know what to fucking do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's handling all that for me. He cut a hole, like a square in my ceiling, and
Mhm.
I'm in the dining room, working, and then it just sounds like it's raining.
My
You could just hear
gosh.
all the water just downpour into my office, and I'm like,
So is the water off now?
no, because
Okay.
I told them, I said, I have kids. I can't turn off my water. They wanted me
Mhm,
to turn off my water when I filed the claim on Tuesday.
mhm.
And I
Yeah, but
told
you
them
can't even
I can't do that
mhm.
because I have like we need
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
So,
And you wouldn't even be able to stay there.
and you're not going to put me up in a hotel or anything. And,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm. Yeah,
so it's just going to have to, but I'm also
yeah.
like, all right. When my dog Lucy was a puppy, she chewed a hole in the carpet. So I'm like, all right, they're going to replace the entire carpet.
Yeah. You're like, "There goes that."
Yep, they're gonna
That's good.
repaint my entire office.
Yeah.
It'll be
A
great.
new little office, I know.
It's gonna be
Oh,
all
man. Well, did you
remodeled.
have a bunch of damage or not? No, because
No, because I moved everything and the ceiling never collapsed. Because I was looking at my policy too, my insurance policy, and I was like, "Oh, I got $350,000 worth of personal property damage," but none of
Yeah.
my personal property was damaged. Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's
So
okay. It's
so
good.
yeah.
It's good.
But yeah,
Wow,
that was my
gosh, dang.
weekend and now what I'm dealing with now, and it's just been freaking nuts.
I know. Well, I mean, when do you think it's going to be resolved?
So, the plumber is coming out tomorrow morning between 8
Mhm.
and 10. He'll fix oh god, he'll fix the leak. Unfortunately, the insurance isn't covering the repair of which is stupid. Insurance isn't gonna cover the repair of the pipe. I have to pay out of pocket for that.
Why?
But when I was talking to the restoration guy, he's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna forward the receipts to them." So I'm thinking I'm gonna get reimbursed because 'cause I'm like,
That
"Do I
shouldn't
have
be
homeowners?"
your cost.
Right, because
Yeah,
it was
that
a
doesn't
sudden
sound good.
burst as well, and,
Mhm.
yeah, so it was that, and, yeah, I feel grateful
Wow.
because 'cause I'm like, at least nobody's displaced out of their bedrooms this time,
Exactly,
you
exactly.
know?
That's the one good thing
You
about
know, and
it.
that room only affects me, it doesn't I mean, me being out here affects the kids. 'Cause
They're like, "When are you gonna be done doing
yeah,
your
pretty
thing?"
much, like, you know, they're like, "Oh, we can't watch TV in the living room because mom's working," type of thing, or,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
whatever. And then
yeah.
now I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna be doing my pod in the living room." They're like, "Alright," so they're just all in their bedrooms. But I'm like, "Y'all have TVs and computers, you have everything.
Yeah,
You don't
you
need to be
don't
out
need to be
here."
out here. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, I mean, gosh, I'm so glad it's not as bad as it was before.
Yeah. I mean,
And that
it's
yeah, you've
still
been through it and it was so bad. I remember that was so
yeah.
bad.
I just because like I said, it was so unexpected and it was one
Mhm.
of those things where, like I said, I literally felt like a shitty ass mom because I just
I
felt like
can't
I
even.
had my kids in a biohazard
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
You know, they during that time, they had that basically like the yellow tape, everything was
Mhm,
plastic off. They
mhm,
had caution and hazard signs
mhm.
throughout my house. Those big
Oh my goodness.
industrial fans to dry everything out, I had
Yeah, I
12 of them
remember.
going on at
Mhm,
one time. But now it was like one of those things I saw, I was like, fuck. But I was prepared.
mhm,
So I'm
mhm.
like, "All right, this time I
Yeah.
can move my work computer out, I can move my stuff out," and like I said, I put up we have baby gates for the dog for when Lucy was a puppy. I
Mhm.
put that up because I don't want my dogs in the they just like, Lucy would eat the she would probably eat whatever insulation and lick the
Oh
wet
no.
carpet, and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need my dogs getting sick because I already spent
Mhm,
that $610 on
mm.
Leroy.
Faker.
Right, both of
What an
them,
actor.
I'm like, just if it's not one thing, it's another. But I
I
really hope the
know.
insurance reimburses me because I'm like, the guy gave me a quote of like
Oh, yeah, you would
750 to 1200.
no, you cannot be responsible for that.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
but what
I
if it
wouldn't even know
just,
why. How does that even make any sense?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
That's wild. They should
But
just cover that cost
I
for
do
sure.
have to pay out of pocket for him to fix it tomorrow. And then they said they'll forward the receipts and, you know, the work that they did to the insurance company. So I'm like, I really hope I'm reimbursed.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Because
otherwise then the builder should pay,
well, I reached out
right?
to the builder too, because 'cause I'm like, "Dude, the
Mhm.
second fucking
And your
time,
house is not
and
even
it's your
old.
guys' fault
It's your
because of the way you installed it." It's
mhm.
it's, what is it, human error? And, yeah, so I reached out to them, and they were like, "No, your warranty is only, 2 years," which, you know, luckily when it happened the first time, it happened at 22 months.
Mhm.
And yeah, and then you get, like, an extra year, so you're really covered for 3 years, and I'm been here for 4. But I'm like when I talked to the plumber, he goes, If this happens a 3rd time," he's like, "My recommendation is sell your house or change all your piping." And I'm like, "Oh, well, how much is that?" And he's like, "Maybe 15 to 24," and I'm all, "100?" He's like, "1,000." I'm all, "Oh." I was like, "That's a lot of money." He's like,
Gosh,
"But
no.
hopefully that you don't have to change all your piping." And I'm like, "I'll sell my
No,
house before I do some shit like
yeah,
that."
that's some crazy shit, like, how many times are you gonna go through this shit? That's crazy.
Yeah. Now
That one
I'm
time was, like, I can't even believe that fucking happened.
Yeah. Luckily, the builder covered it last time and I didn't have to go through my insurance. But I'm like,
Mm,
is that going to be one of those things like because I use my insurance, now my premium's going to skyrocket? I hope not
yeah, like,
because
I feel like
it's not my fault,
mhm,
you
mhm.
know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
It's not your fault, so it shouldn't, but God, you just don't know,
I
and
don't know,
that's
man.
just fucked up.
Go chase the builder. It's their fault.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If anything, it should be all on them,
Yeah.
you
But
know?
luckily my deductible's not too bad. And so I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah,
the deductibles we see
yeah,
sometimes. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.